And welcome back, folks, to LeetCode 75. Today we're doing Dota 2 Senate. In the world of Dota 2, there are two parties, the Radiant and the Dire. Dota Senate consists of senators coming from two parties. Now the Senate wants to decide on a change to the Dota 2 game. The voting for this change is a round-based procedure. In each round, each senator can exercise one of two rights: ban one other senator, make another senator lose all rights in this and the following rounds, or announce victory. If this senator found the senators who still have rights to vote are all from the same party, he can announce victory and decide on the change in the game. Given a string Senate representing each senator's party belonging, the character R and D represent the Radiant party and the Dire party. Then, if there are n senators, the size of the given string will be n. The round-based procedure starts from the first senator to the last in the given order. This procedure will last until the end of voting. All the senators who have lost their rights will be skipped during the procedure. Suppose every senator is smart enough and will play the best strategy for his own party. Predict which party will finally announce victory and change the Dota 2 game. The output should be Radiant or Dire. Okay, so this is going to be, I think we'll need a queue. Python queue. We'll use a queue object, and we're going to do some pops and puts, right? Queue object, simple queue. Remove and return so a get is how you get out of a queue. And then puts it on top. Okay, so we're gonna do queue equals, we'll start with an empty queue, and then we'll have ours equals 0 and s d equals 0. N equals length of Senate. Okay, and then we need to build the queue. Okay, should I just build, let's see. I wonder if I can just go from queue, from list to queue, Python from queue import queue, and then let's go I equals 1, 2, and then I equals Q of I. Is that a thing? Print I, okay. For X in I, print I. Is the queue even an iterator? No, it's not. Okay, I dot get block until an item is available if timeout is a positive number. Why would it be blocked right now? Get no wait. It says it's empty. I dot queue size. Oh. 0. Okay. So that didn't do anything. But if I do I dot put 0 less than int, if I dot put item into the queue, max size equals 0. But if did it put a list in as a max size equals q I dot put 0, there we go, I dot get, there we go, I dot queue size. Okay. Okay. So I have to build the first list. Let's see. The problem is that, so my idea is to do while let's see, we'll just do while true for now. We're going to loop through the list. Actually, what if I do a for? For sen in Senate, we'll go through each of the senators. And we'll go if sen is equal to r, then r plus equals 1. If senator, let's see. So what I want to do is when I come to a senator, if the opposing senators have more, if the opposing senators is 0, then I add that senator to the queue. Right? If it's positive, then I just move on and I increment. I add it to the queue and I increment. If it's positive, then I decrement the opposing senators and I don't add it to the queue. If D greater than 0, D minus minus, else Q dot put R. Else, there's only one or the other, so we can just do else. If R greater than 0, I forgot I have to increment. R plus plus. If R greater than 0, then D minus minus. Else Q dot put D, and then D plus plus. That should be R. Okay. So that's building the list. Then we can go while true. Let's do while Q size greater than 1. If R equals 0, return radian. Elif, I guess I don't need else. If D equals 0, dire. So we're going to go through the queue while there's senators in it, essentially, while there's more than one senator. If at any point there's 0 R's or 0 D's, we immediately return so actually I can just do true while true. And then here we're going to do the same thing. Except we won't need to, here we're going to Q dot get, we get the next guy in line. Set that equal to send. If sen equals R, we're going to essentially do the same thing here. So if sen equals R and there's a D, then that D has already deleted him. So in that case, we're going to go D minus minus. D, then D minus minus, else, then we're going to do Q dot put R. And then else, if R, R minus minus, Q dot put I guess I can just do send here. Okay. Does this make sense? There shouldn't be an else, because if not D, then we just return. So maybe I don't need the if part. I don't need the if D is 0. I can just do, then why did I even use the Q? The problem is I might have to go through the Q multiple times. Let's just go ahead and run this and see what happens. From Q, import Q. Okay. This is minus equals 1. Plus equals 1. Minus equals 1. And just converting all of this stuff back to Python. Get senator equals R, put D minus equals 1, minus equals 1. Okay. Let's see if that doesn't work. Invalid syntax. From Q, import Q. What? But I just did that. I'm working in Python 3. From Q, import Q. Oh. Okay, right, expected semicolon, where did I miss it there? And if, else, if, okay, run. Ah. Bad idea to copy paste. Okay, so this returned poorly. That one, okay. So, on this one, we go radian, sen is radian, d is not 0, so we q put an r. And then we go with a d, so he is radian. Radian is greater than 0, so we r back down to 0. Okay, and then here this was backwards, but I think that makes it break the other one. Okay, here. Yeah, let's do this. Else radiant. Else dire. Oh, this is what happened there. Okay, q dot put sen run. Let's go. Let's see. This is an interesting problem. I'm surprised it's not running over on output limit. Normally that goes very, okay. So that's what's happening. It's all R's. What's here? Senator and D and R run. both at 0. Oh, I'm not actually returning anything. Okay. Okay, this one failed because we went through once. The R deleted the D. And then we came here. We went to R again, but the D was already 0. Why didn't the D... oh, the D was 1. Let's see, print dr run. That's not truth because I'm not incrementing one of them. So when I put R, I increment R. And then I go to D, that's where I decrement R. R is the number of votes available, but I also need a way of knowing when I run out of opponents. Sum is equal to R, and then R plus equals 1, else D plus equals 1. Oh, the problem is we're getting through here with R equals 0. Is that even it, my outputs? If D is greater than 1, D is greater than 1. Oh, greater than 0. So this is going to pass, I think, but it's still... Okay. Output limit exceeded on this one because every time Okay, so that got stuck in an infinite loop where I'm not actually deleting anyone. So what I should have done is this. And then here, I'll do if d equals 0, return radiant, else return dire. LFR equals 0. Okay, so that one worked, but this one didn't. So on the first round, I delete the D. On the second round, I pick up an R. There is a D, so I delete him. And then I put there's a D already, so the R is deleted. But then I'm checking what if I do this? If R equals 0, return radiant. If D equals 0, return dire. Other way around. That worked. Submit. Nope. Use test case. Okay, this is going to take a while to troubleshoot, so thank you for joining me. I'll let you know how it turns out. Welcome back. So the solution I found was to create a counter and make sure that I'm only checking who won every time I've looped at least one time over the queue. So I start with the queue size, or with the counter at the length of the original list. So I'm going to go through that list at least once after creating the queue. And then every time the counter hits 0, I check if somebody won, and then I reset the counter to the new queue size. That makes sure that I don't end the game just because somebody ran out of votes, even though someone else is waiting in line to vote. So, thank you for joining me.